Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening, everyone. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes while others will join us. Good evening. Okay, testing the sound. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm trying to wait for a few more people. If you can hear me, kindly drop your name and your school on the chat box. Kindly drop the name of your name and your school in the chat box so that we know how many people are on the training. Then we know how many people will be able to follow up with after this session. So please kindly drop your name on the chat box and the name of your school. Just your name and the name of your school, please. Okay, just that. Okay. So I'm waiting for a few more people to comment. So there's only about 5 people that has done that. Okay, so kindly drop your name and your school in the chat box. So I'm waiting for a few more people so that I don't have to start repeating myself once we start the training. So kindly do that. Okay, welcome Adiabu, welcome Buba, Elizabeth, Deborah from Cheta, Komolafe, you're welcome. So I'm waiting for a few more people. So there are about 30 people that are currently online. So it's only about 10 people that has commented. So I'm waiting for more people. So in about few minutes, maybe a minute or two, we'll be starting soon. So I want to ensure that all of us are on the same page. So if you can hear me, if you've not done so, kindly drop your name and the name of your school in the chat box. Okay, this in 60 seconds will be starting. So I want to ensure that we have more people on the call. Okay. Okay, if you're on the call, kindly drop your name. If you are finding it difficult to type your name, check if you have subscribed. Just click on that subscribe button. You are not paying, it's free. Just click on that button, then you'll be able to subscribe. So let's get started. Others will be joining us. My name is Samuel Ogudoro. I'm a tutor and health information manager and an ICT officer. And this evening, we want to look at a simulation of what the board exam, the scenario, how it might look like. So for this particular training, we are going to be using two links. So I want us to start with this one, then we migrate to the other ones for more additional softwares. So because we are trying to get softwares that are going to give similar scenario to what the board exam is likely going to look at, like. The software that the board uses itself is a proprietary software, so they are not going to release it to us for training of students. So because it belongs to a particular software vendor, so we've been able to we've been able to make provision to have a simulation of what looks like their software. Shall you understand? So that is what we will be looking at this afternoon. So that when you prepare, when you get to the exam hall, you don't just get scared that okay, how do I navigate? How how do I navigate? How do I register? What details do I need to put in? All those questions are part of things that we'll be looking at in this training. So for the purpose of this training, I'll be sharing my screen now. So I want to, if you can hear me, kindly drop if you can hear me in the comments. So I don't want to lose anybody. So I want to. So let me know if you can hear me, and if not, if you've not done the introduction, kindly drop your name and the name of your school in the chat box. So let me know if you can hear me. I want to be sure we can hear me and we can. Okay, good. Angela says she can hear me. Okay, that's good. So let me share my screen now. Um, okay, can everybody see my screen? I want to confirm we can see my screen. So let me know if everybody can see the screen. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, so this is an example of one of the software that we'll be using for this training. So, and when you sign in, the first thing is that you are going to sign in. You are going to have your login dashboard where you put in your name, your index number or your examination number, and some other particulars that they will ask of you. So then the questions would have been preloaded for you, unlike the software that we want to use. So, okay, good. So, unlike this software that I want to use, so the question, maybe on Monday you're having health record and health planning. So, the questions would have been preloaded onto the software for you. So, we are going to so let me just select some questions. So, like I said, this is a simulation for us to have an idea of how the exam is going to look like. So then click on start exam. So um, I'm going to start exam. So you are going to have something that looks like this. On the top corner, let's see this. Okay, so you'll be able to navigate between the two courses. What you need to know is that once you enter the exam hall, let's say you are starting the exam by 9 a.m. Once you enter that examination hall, you have to do the two courses that you have for that day before you go out. So you have to do the two courses So now we have the first course here. Then here you have the other courses. So for this simulation, we selected 4 courses. So but for your exam, it's going to be questions, which has been options. It can be loaded in different method. So it's possible it's loaded horizontally like this, or it can be down here. So for this particular question, we have 1 to 60 questions. So we have 1 to 60 questions. So let's say this question is based on. So now then you have this place that is counting down. Take note of this place. It's counting down the time for you. So if your time is 60 minutes, your system is going to be reading. So if it is 2 hours, it's going to be reading. So you need to take note that you are not exceeding the time. You have to take note that you're not exceeding the time. However, however, if you exceeded the time, let's say you are still solving questions, then your 2 hours has elapsed. The time that they've allocated for you has elapsed. What is going to happen is that the system will automatically take away the questions from you and save what you have done. So if you've answered 20 questions that are recorded for you, so it's very important of your time. Then you are going to have calculators. So you are going to have calculators on the system. So you can search for it. So with the calculator icon, so I want to believe we can see my calculator. So then now you just close the calculator. If you don't know how to close it, check your keyboard and look for a keyboard that says escape. We call it escape, ESC. That is what will be written there. Just click on it and the calculator will go. So are we still together? So far, do anybody have any question? Do we understand um, what I'm showing us? So do we understand? So to start answering the questions, so this question is based on level blah blah blah. So let's say I'm picking option A. So you can see that once I pick option A, at this place it has highlighted for me that I have answered. Joseph, please check your phone. Oh, I think others can hear me. Samuel, Joseph, can everybody hear me, or is it just Joseph? Please let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Okay. Victoria says she can hear me. Is there another person that can hear what I'm saying? Please, I want to be sure you can hear me. Please drop a comment in the chat box. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's continue. Okay, sweet. So once I picked option A here, you can see that this place has highlighted for me that I have answered that question. So if, okay, so it has highlighted that I've answered question 1. So let's move to another question. You're going to see something like this. Either you see an arrow or you see a nest. And if you're not seeing anything, just use the keyboard, use the arrow key. The one that said forward, type forward. The one that said backward, use backward. So that is that okay. So click on next question. Okay, no. This is the next question. Sorry. This is the next question. The calculator, okay. So Marvelous said we should go to the calculator again. Can you see my timer? So there are 2 ways to the calculator. I'm going to show you the 2 ways. One, one will be on the software that you are using for the exam. So look for it. It might be at the top answer. What you just need to know is that you look for the name, either the right calculator or they put a logo of a calculator. You can see plus, minus, and equals to say that, okay, this is a calculation. So you just click on it. So that is the first method. So then you can now type 5 times 6 equals. So that is how you use that. And when you are done, you click on escape. You press escape on your clip on your keyboard. Then I'm going to show you us another method. Another method is that you press window key. So window key on your system, you have something like this. When you window key, then you can search for calculator. So I can now say 9 times 9 equals to. So these are two ways to use a calculator on the software. So do anybody have any other question before we proceed? So if you have any question, drop it in the chat box so that I can attend. We move to the next question. Next question, it changed the color. It gives it one color. Then where we are, it gives it another color. Then the question that we've not gotten to, it gives it another question. Can you explain? Oh, Jesus. Okay, let me try and explain the calculator again. Now, please pay attention so that we won't take much time on this training. So, when you look at this place, what you first need to do when you get to, once you are logging, first use at least 1 to 2 minutes to observe the interface. What we call the interface is what the computer is showing. That is what we call the interface. Now you can see your exam. So in your software, your details somewhere around here. Then you see the courses that Earth record or Earth planning. So you have the questions. You see the options like this. Either this place or this place. You'll be able to see it. Then this particular place, these are the list of your question. Then this one, this arrow is going forward, is next. So then this one is next. So this place you have your timer that is reading that, okay, how many time have you used on the software. Then you have the calculator here. So this is the calculator. You just press it and you do whatever calculation you want to do. That is the first method. You press window. Once you look at your keyboard, you look at the icon that looks like a window. That is what we call a window key. So you press it, it will show something like this for you. Then you click on search. So once you click on search, you can now search for calculator. So this is the calculator. So then you do um, whatever thing that you want to do with the calculation. So I hope we've all gotten the calculator now. Well done. Yeah. So that is that. Let's move forward. So now you notice that the first question. Okay. So you notice that the first question has highlighted that we have answered. So let's say we are on second question now. You can see that this place is saying us question 2 of 60. So then, let's say by mistake, or maybe when you want to answer question 2, you don't know it and you don't want to delay yourself, you jump to question 3. You can see that the yellow is on question 3, but question 2 at that question 2. Do you understand? So you can to that question to attempt it. So that is that on that. Then, and you see, if you check this place, you realize that we are on the first course. We are on the first. So this blue will be there. So let's say we want to move to the second course. So then don't submit unless you are done with your exam. Don't say because you are done with your health record management you want to submit. Once you submit, you are automatically carrying over the second course if you've not answered any question there. So there's no two way around it. There's nobody that you want to go and beg that, please, I did mistake. So whatever mistake that you did, Yes, you can move the calculator. Let me show you. You can move the calculator. Okay, this is my calculator. You just click at the top of it like this. You do what we call click and drag. You use one finger to press it. Okay, since you'll be using desktop, you use the right click. You right click, then you now move it to whatever side that you want it to be. So you understand? And if you want to reduce it to, just put it at the edge. Don't want the calculator to be too much. So that's it. So I want to believe everybody has gotten how to use the calculator. Usman and Marvelous, have you gotten how to use the calculator? And has everybody gotten how to use the calculator? How do we choose the next question? Okay, let me go back to that. So how you choose the next question? This is, see this icon. Yes, you minimize the calculator if you want to. So let me answer Omowumi. So what you do, okay, good. So what you do to go to the next question, there are two methods to it. Is that you use this icon, this one, this blue. Let me put it on it. Do you see where my mouse is? This place. How many question per subject? Okay. So okay, like I've answered Florence' question when I was explaining. Let's take it one by one. Others can drop their question. I will pick it one after the other. So for the person that asks how you nest, you click on this place. It will nest the question for you. If you click on this place, it will take you back. Or that is the first method. The second method is that you click on the question. I've clicked on question two, I've clicked on question one, I've clicked on question three. So whichever one that you want, that is how you pick that. So I think I've answered that. Marvelous. I think it's about 60 questions. I think 60 or 80 questions. I'm not too sure. I will confirm and update us on the page. Are we to submit one after the other? No, Florence, you are not submitting one after the other. I've answered this. Don't do that mistake until you are done completely. Until you are done completely with your exam, don't bother submitting. And if you do mistake that you want to submit, you see that the system will prompt you that, are you sure you want to submit? Do you really want to submit? Then you now say yes if you want to submit. If it's a mistake, you press it. Don't allow your village people to to disturb you. So that is by the way. So you would have picked the first question, the first course. Let's say H record is our English. So you pick that. Then the second question now. Let's say we are not done with answering all our questions. We are done with answering all our questions. Sure, you understand? Yes, I think each of them will have 60. Like I said, I will confirm the numbers of questions for us and I will update us on the page. So I don't want to answer definitely what I'm not sure of, but I think it's between 60 to 80 or maybe 60 to 100. So um, first course we have 60, I think it's 60. So then the second question will also have 60. Then your time will be reading together. As you can see, once we start, you see that our time has been counting since. So always take note of your time. So let's move to our second course. So this is the second course. How to minimize the calculator. Okay, I'll go back to the calculator. Hold on. I don't want us to spend so much time on the calculator issue. Okay, if there's any other question, let me know. No matter what the question is. So let me know if you are still having any question. So um, we are now on the second course. You can see that there's this blue line under it. That is where you know that am I answering Earth record or am I answering Earth planning? Do you understand? So that is how you do that. Then the same process. Let's say you pick question one, then you click on next. You answer So you pick question two, you answer. So then you nest it. So that is how you do the questions. So for this particular software, we are done. So I'm going to show us another software. But okay, Kamala first said, how do we move to another question? This is what I answered. When you look at this place, you see English, Agric, Biology, Chemistry. So in your own case, you'll be seeing maybe something like Earth Record and Earth Planning. So the two courses that you're having for that day, that is what you'll be seeing. So you just click on it. So you can see now, this has returned me to the first course that I'm taking. Then if I go back, that's taking me to the second course. So Komolafe, do you understand now? So do we all understand? So let me know if there is any other question before we round up with this software after answering. No, you are not submitting. It's not submitting by itself. It's not submitting by itself. What you just do, eh? What concerns you is that you have answered question one. This is my question one. I've picked A. You go to the next question, question two. You pick your option. Then that is how you do it. Then when you are done completely, you will now click on submit. So, but if you want to submit, no use 100. Okay. All right. So it will ask you if you want to submit and end the exam. So if you are not done, you click no. But if you are done, you click yes. So I want to know, is there any other question before we round up with this particular software? So I'm going to send another link that will join to check the other softwares that we are going to use so that you see how different software looks. So that when you see your own, you will not be scared. Okay, calculator, somebody. So I think it's 1 hour for each courses. So Elizabeth, I think it's 1 hour for each courses. So this is the calculator. So for the calculator, if you have any other question, drop it. Let's go back to the calculator people. So you click on your window, then you click on search, then you search for calculator. So you click on calculator, then you open the calculator. So because this was the last place I used in my calculator, that's why I put it here. So I can put it wherever I want. So is there anything with it, persons? Yes, I've answered this the other time. Once you are done, I mean, let's say your time has the questions, the system will automatically take to submit by itself. That is if there's no share, you understand. So, but if you still have time, you will submit by yourself. But if there's no time, let's say instead of supervisor to be saying pencil this and that, the system will just pack the question and just submit that. That is what you are talking about. Exam submit on its own. What happened? The exam cannot submit. The exam cannot submit by itself, except when your time elapse. It's only when your time finish that the question will submit by itself. Like this one now, because our time is still counting, it has not submitted. I will show us how to submit after our session, because once we submit, there's nothing to be done again. Sure you understand. So for Joseph still asking about calculator, what you just do, like I said, you do click and drag. You use one finger to right click on the mouse, then you use your send the second link to the WhatsApp so that we can check other softwares. So I'll check it, send it to the softwares. I mean to the WhatsApp page. So do we all understand calculator and every other thing now? So do we all understand? So let me know if there's any other question. This after I understand to record which no blessing. Emmanuel, I'll send the link to the WhatsApp WhatsApp page, the second link to the WhatsApp page, so it will be broadcasted like we did this one. So then for blessing, you are not submitting. Don't submit until you are done with both courses. What is Florence? What did you not get? Blessing, you are not supposed to submit until you are done completely with the two courses. Shey you understand? Don't submit, just switch from this place. This is the first course, then you switch to the second course. Shey you understand? So that is what you should do. Then when you are now done, you now click on submit. So you have something that asks you, because if it's a mistake, it will still ask you that, are you sure you want to submit? Sure you get, so you are now the one that you fine, I'm done. Or no, it's a mistake. If you said no, it's a mistake, it will take you back to your questions. I asked how are you to. I've answered this question now, Florence. How to move the calculator is just to click and drag. You click and drag it. You click at the top of it. You click this is, you can minimize with this first button. You can see when I put it there, it has put minimize. So then if you want to drag it, you click on the top like this. You click on the top, then you now drag it to wherever you want to drag it to, whichever place you want to drag it to. Sure you understand? So that is that about the calculator. So anybody that do not understand the calculator again, you need to recheck the videos. Don't worry, I'm going to make the video available after the class so that you can always recheck it. So is there any other question? Is there another question from anybody? So is there another question? So if there's no other question, I'm going to write as our password. No, you don't need password to enter. Adewumi said what to write as our password to enter the system. They would have set it up for you. What you just need to do is to write your name and your index number, then you log in. Shey you understand? Just like when you want to log into your Facebook or your TikTok, you put your full name and your index number. Your school will give you your index number before the exam. So do we still have any other question? Is there any other question? Okay, so I'm going to submit now. Look at how it is when you submit. So you click on this, then you now said yes. So, but for you, your results or something, it's just going to log you out automatically. So let's meet back on WhatsApp so that I can second link. So I will share the second link to us now.